We copy and pasted everything out of the substitutes. Then we went over to the BNI Inviter, which I will be putting a link to that in the chat. It's actually there. I just have to press send. Then we take that link and we put, here it was all a bunch of PDFs. If we were doing this again and the bandwidth was a little bit better, I would copy and paste it and ask it to learn about the topic and then create a 5 PowerPoint slide deck that I can use. Then it'll create all of the slides, all of the key points, suggested images for it. And then you can also ask it to create the notes pages. Chat GPT doesn't multitask very well. Ask it to do one notes pages at a time. Then we go over, and I'm going to copy this just for the example. We go over to this program called Gamma. And the nice part about Gamma is it's free to use for like, it only takes 40 AI credits and you get 600 credits, and you can buy more credits once you go through them. Or if you want unlimited credits, it's like $8 a month. It is not the most expensive AI program out there. And if you create another email address and refer yourself, you can get more AI credits. One part about having a business is learning how to keep more money in your pocket without spending a lot on every new tool that comes out on the market. So that's what's really important to me when I show you these tools, is how can you increase your ROI and get your time back. So there's a lot of different ways you can create slideshows in here. If you had something from your company and it was a PDF or even a URL from your company you want to present on your business, your website is banging, and you put your URL in there and create it. But in this example, we're just creating it from text. So we give it what Chat GPT created for us. And that way you're saving AI credits too. You're not asking it to also create the slides for you. And that's another thing you can also do if you're looking to conserve AI credits in here. Take whatever that you want to make your presentation about, upload those PDFs into Chat GPT, ask Chat GPT to do the heavy lifting for you, and then just paste the final product in here. Once this is all in here, and again, if there wasn't so much lag, I'd erase some of this stuff, but I'm just going to ask it to continue. What it does is it creates a PowerPoint deck for you. What I do after it's done is I'll go into PowerPoint and I will edit the things that I don't like. And on the free account, it still puts in like Gamma and your name. And the nice part is when you upload it into Microsoft, everything is editable. This is what I created. Let's see if I can pull this up. It's not the original, but I can show you how it's editable and the things you can do in Microsoft if you're not happy with the final product. You see how it created each of these slides. So you would go through here and you delete this card. It doesn't always, you delete slide 1. You don't have to have title slide. But again, if something is errant from instructions that shows up in here, it is really easy to bring it into PowerPoint. But the excitingness of this is how it creates it. So, and I'll delete this too. So we don't need this bottom slide.
Can we see the PowerPoint presentation, how it transposed into PowerPoint?
That's what I'm about to do. You press continue here, and it'll give you a couple of choices on, and I will bring up the finished product in PowerPoint. It is going to be easy to follow along because there's such a big pause in between each step. No one will get lost as they're watching the replay of this. What I'll do is I'll clean it up so there's not so much lag in between each step, or just reshoot it with one more time and post that version of it. The finished product, because when we go over to Gamma, when it stops thinking, this is how it came in. It exports as a PowerPoint slide, and I was able to bring it over and just import it. I was also able to edit it. Right now it's read only because I'm not signed in the right way. So on this, there was some, because again, Chat GPT is terrible at spelling. I was able to click on this, and the photo editor came up and it said delete background. So I just had the guys shaking hands. That got rid of the weirdness. On slide 3, I didn't like the picture. I deleted it, and I went in again to images, and I asked PowerPoint to just find a stock image for me. The other thing you can do in Gamma when it's not this slow is you can ask the AI to recreate photos. I'm just going to take the first, it's got all sorts of themes you can choose from. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go through all of them. But let's say your company's colors are more green. With BNI, there's a flamingo color that's closer to red. So I like using that. And this is really where the magic happens. I'm not going to click anywhere else because now it's generating the slides for you. There is, I might have missed it on the side, but there are options for you to say, I want this in be transferable to PowerPoint. I want it to be in 16 by 9, whatchamacallit, size. You can choose which image generator you want to use. All of that is possible. This is not ideal because it's it's too big right now. So you're going to have to do more editing on the other side. But I got super excited when I saw it came up and pressed the create, because this is honestly my favorite part of this, is watching it create all of the images and put the text in there and do all of the formatting. If I did this myself, it would take hours. And I know we've probably got a couple of PowerPoint Rangers in here, but for me, this has been a lifesaver because I go live in my Facebook group every week. So to have some slides to talk about whatever topic I'm going over, I use it with Google Slides. It goes great in there too. And I can edit it in Google Slides as well. Crafting the invitation, when I import this into PowerPoint, I'm definitely going to hide the background on that because everything is misspelled. When you upgrade, there is an option to use something called Ideogram if you get the $8 a month version. And the thing that I love about Ideogram, besides that there's a freemium version, but it's not hooked up into Gamma, that it spells correctly. It is the best AI image generator out there that spells everything correctly for, well, it's 95% better at spelling than anything else out there. And what I do with that, I used it to create the image for Coffee Talk in the Facebook group. So I was playing around with different ways to do invitations to our CSC events. So I created that image in ideogram. I went into Canva and was able to erase all of the things that I didn't want in there. So now what I can do, and if it was perfect, it's not. I just press the export button and it exports to a PDF or to a PowerPoint where you can make any of the edits that you want to it. Make it a little bit smaller. And if I was really unhappy, I would go back to the prompt. And I'm going to go back to the prompt anyway for you guys because I want to show you the other tool that I skipped over. This text content here, this is where you can make condensed, you can make it brief, you choose which AI image generator, or let's say you don't want weird AI generated images, you can search on the web. And also licensing wise, they allow you all images free to use for personal or free to use for commercial. So no one gets in trouble with compliance or anyone comes back and sues them. And then format your presentation.
Hey, Heather, while it's loading, one of the questions was, does the Gamma platform only upload to Microsoft PowerPoint?
Well, when you do the download, it downloads as a PowerPoint or a PDF. So what I would suggest if you're doing it or let me go here. I want to show you one other thing if you want to do this in Canva. So it has this over here next to the little palette, there's a button and you can download each slide and you can download export card, each of the cards, and then you can easily put them into Canva. And let me take any more questions about using Gamma because this just downloads them, upload them into PowerPoint and edit them, or download them into PDF and edit them in Adobe and erase all the made by Gamma, made by Heather Duraco, unless you like how it states that you're the creator, and then you can change it on there. So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute so I can see everyone's beautiful faces and take questions.
Patty, was that you?
Yeah, Heather, how can we use those tools that you were talking about to make our 10 minutes presentation?
So I would take whatever topic that you are going to talk about in your business, ask Chat GPT to learn your website or maybe a blog or article that you've written, whatever you're going to base your 10-minute presentation on. Go into Chat GPT, upload that information. Chat GPT 4-0 also reads websites, so you can ask it to crawl your website for information, and it gathers. Once it knows everything about Patty, you say specifically, I would like you to create 5 PowerPoint slides, because normally people do about a minute or two for each slide. 10 slides about what I have just taught you about my business. And then once it has that outline, follow the same steps. Take that outline, put it into Gamma, use the tools on the left side for adjusting whether you want it size of your slides. And that's how I would do it for my 10-minute. and you can absolutely upload your pictures into it. You can customize it with your own photography. Conrad asked about uploading your own photos. That is a yes.
John Leano asked about, can Chat GPT make a 10-minute presentation for Gemini?
Sure. I would, you know what? We have a couple of minutes. Yes, 4.0 reads, website, Telescope, Gemini, or the horoscope. Patty, I love you. You're my favorite. Let's go back and we'll just ask it. We're going to make this interesting. So I'm sure John meant
did
Gemini,
AI for Google.
the Google LLM for my client. Please make it 5 slides. Do not compare it to other LLMs, just the benefits of using that. Now, because I'm still using my BNI Inviter, it's probably going to have a BNI twist to it. Harnessing AI for enhanced business solutions. So I had alluded to earlier in this presentation, what I like to do is when I'm connecting people for referrals, what I do with this is I take person A and person B, I copy and paste their gains profiles in here, and I ask it to write a letter of introduction and how the people could work together as a power team. And it creates a beautiful email that I can send to both of them without me having to rack my brain how the two of them can work together. And John, what is your verdict on what Chat GPT said about Gemini?
So they're agnostic. So I was thinking that because they're both two different companies, it'll give something funny, but it looks like it's agnostic.
Well, the thing that I love about language learning models is it does what you tell it. If I had instructed it to do a presentation on Gemini, but be favorable, compare it to Chat GPT, and always mention how Chat GPT is a language learning model is better than Gemini, that's the kind of presentation that would have come out of this. So it's like a 2-year-old. It'll do, well, maybe that Diana can definitely instruct me on that. I was going to say it's like a 2-year-old. It'll do what you tell the 2-year-old to do. And I am absolutely sure that that is a terrible analogy. So Apple for AI, ChatGPT does have an app that you can download to your iPhone, and you can also download that app to your laptop. So right now, and I'm sure it's coming up. I try and keep up on all of the newsletters. There's just so much that changes every day. They are working on a model, and it's going to be built into one of the next versions of iPhone. I don't remember what it's called. The person that is actually the other AI guru in BNI that follows the news and stuff. And he's always up on the latest chips and stuff is Dave Rodriguez. So if you ever want to geek out on AI with another person, Dave is my favorite person to geek out with because he is always following up with all the latest news stories. So Apple Intelligence, John, he is my other AI buddy. So we have our power team here. Yes, Copilot is amazing too. It's built into your browser for Microsoft. I've used Copilot before just because someone like sent me a sample and it was in my browser in Chrome, and it kept on popping up in Chrome. So for me, it was kind of a little annoying because it's like when you're using Zoom and things keep on popping up and you're like, move, get out of the way. I can't see what I'm trying to screen share. That's what Copilot did for me on my Mac. But it was a really useful tool. I loved it. I can't say that there's a tool I prefer one over the other. I can say some of them have ideogram, can spell. Lately, Anthropic's Claude, everyone's saying that if you want to write, if you want a copywriter, Anthropic's Claude is the go-to for LLMs. So, but again, every day this stuff changes. If you're really interested, let me know. I'll send you the list of newsletters that I subscribe to. I recently set up a Zap that takes all the newsletters out of my Google email box and summarizes them for me because it's just too much to keep up with. I do a newsletter once a week on LinkedIn. I do one less often in my Facebook group, The Profitable AI Entrepreneur. Tomorrow, and I go live in there once a week from StreamYard. So it's a little bit easier with, and you can go live using Zoom if you own the Zoom account. Tried with an app today, it didn't work as well. I just followed her steps, put the URL of my event from my website, and this is what it created. I am so excited to, we're going to share this. We're going to share a win with everyone in the group, Patty, because isn't that what BNI is all about? Recognition. And when one member wins, we all win. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous, Patty. I love the blue. I want to live wherever AI created this apartment and be as zen as these people. I'm not sure I want to drink that tea. This looks like, Patty, are these pictures of...
Those pictures are from the website. So it picked up the pictures that I put it, but some other ones it did not pick up at all. I want to change this picture of those people below. I was like, I want a different picture. So that
And
those
it, oh my
Everybody's got blue.
goodness. And these are the testimonials from your website, Patty?
it was a web page of my event. I just clicked the web page of my event and put it here and gave me this.
So if you were going to do this manually, why am I...
Did you literally just stick your link into Gamma, or what did you do?
Here's my link that I put there. This is the link. I'm going to put the link in the chat. I put this link in the chat and it gave me that, what she just showed.
That's all you put into the thingy? I tried it with my workshop and it didn't make anything nearly as pretty.
Well, I have pictures already on my event. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I literally put this link that I just put in the chat and I added there in the Gamma and gave me this.
So the most important, it is 2:30. If anyone has questions, I'll be glad to stay on for a couple more minutes. Most importantly, give yourself 1 CEU for this. Let Ben know if you'd like me to continue this. I would love to do this once a month and show some new tools. If you guys want